Okay, today I was going to show you how to make this simple male face in Gravit Designer. Starting with a rectangle. Let's round the corners to make it look more like a head and change the fill color. I find a lot of good skin tones under the orange swatch. It's a little orange still. Yeah, this looks okay. Alright, next we'll put a couple eyes on this one with ellipses, holding down the shift key. We're going to make something that looks just like an eyeball for him. Alright, there's one, and we'll make a smaller one on the top in black. Zooming in, holding down shift. Let's change the fill to black. And selecting both ellipses and holding down Alt, let's drag a second eye off to the right. Oh. To check your alignment, you can select both eyes and go to Modify, Align, Align Middle. That will correct your alignment. Let's make eyebrows out of big rounded rectangles. Pull up the corner roundedness, and let's change the fill to black. Select, hold down Alt, and drag a copy to the other side. Alright, for the nose on this one, I used 2 rectangles and 2 ellipses for the nostrils. Let's change the fill color to something slightly darker or lighter, just so that it shows up. Okay, and we need to round the corners a little bit. And then let's draw another rectangle for the bottom part of the nose. Round the corners. And let's make the fill color slightly different again so that we can see the difference. And let's send this back so it's behind the other rectangle. And then I put a couple of ellipses for the nostrils. And made them darker. Okay, I like that one, so I'm going to hold Alt and drag off a copy to the other side. Okay, so the colors seemed a little different on this one. I can go back in and play with that. Change the color until I get one I like. The eyes are a little farther apart too. I could move them in if I want to make it exactly the same. Actually, if I want the same color, I can go over to the nose here, if I click the eyedropper and get the exact same color, I'm selecting this one. That's a little better. Okay, let's make a couple ears with ellipses. Hold Alt, drag copy to the other side. Now we have 2 ears. That's better. Okay, for the mouth on this one, I started with a circle. And I gave the circle a border color of some kind of lip color and a border size of 10 instead of 1. And then I filled the circle with black. And then, with the circle selected, I went over to this Convert to Path button, looks like an S, and clicked it to convert it to a path. And then I go to my sub-select tool and I selected this bottom point and I deleted it. Select the points on the side and I move their handles a little bit to change the shape of the mouth. That looks kind of weird, like he's talking or something. It's up to you how you make it. When you're ready to move it onto your face, select your regular pointer tool and click and drag. Okay, for the hair, I just started with a big ellipse for the back of the hair, holding down Shift. And I made it brown. And I sent it all the way to the back with Modify, Arrange, Send to Back. And then move it up into a position that you like. Okay, that one seems a little bigger. I'm going to try to make it smaller by selecting it, holding Shift, and dragging a corner in. And then I did the front of the hair just with a rounded rectangle. And I'll use the eyedropper to get the same color of brown off my canvas. So your layers are going to get made directly above the last thing you had selected, which means I made this rectangle behind the face. And so you can't see it unless I bring it forward. So I'm going to go to Modify, Arrange, Bring to Front. Now I can see it and I can adjust the corners to round them. Okay, slightly different. You know, I could make the face a little thinner if I want it to be just the same. By moving it in, moving that ear over. I could move the eyes a little closer together if I select them all by holding Shift and use my arrow key to nudge it over to the right. Do the same thing on this one. Select all the parts and use the arrow key on the keyboard to move it over to the left. The face still doesn't look as thin, so I'm going to try making it thinner again. And we might need to make the hair a little smaller. And the rectangle too. Whoop. Okay, that's pretty close. Have fun making faces. I'll see you next time.